Hello, Julian Darley here with another quick Blender tip. There has been a lot of excitement very recently about multi-object editing in Blender 2.8. And you can see a nice little video about it here from Matthias at JNM. But we're still using 2.79, and that's the stable release at the moment. But you can have it in Blender 2.79 right now, thanks to Antonis Karavelas and Dimitris Chloupis. I hope I'm saying their names correctly. Anyway, they have very kindly developed a multi-object editing add-on, which you can find, that's Antonis Karavelas, which you can find here, and I will put the link below the video. In order to get it, though, it can be a little bit more of a fiddle than just using an add-on zip. So I'm just going to show you that and then quickly show you how the add-on works. So in Blender, we need to open user preferences. Might have shot off onto another screen. Here we are. File, user preferences is how we open that. And we then need to select add-ons. I've already got it there. See, I've already put multi in there, and all we get are extra objects from add mesh and add curve. That's, in other words, it's not already in the default offerings of add-ons that you find unswitched on in large quantity in Blender 2.79. So we'll have to go and get it. We already know where it is. It's here. And the thing is, it's a bit, you would then need to save this out to a file. It's a bit tedious to go down there and highlight all, and you can't, at least I'm in Opera, and it's probably the same in most other browsers, you can't just go Control-A because it just grabs everything. And you can't go Save As, so here we are on 1.1, you can't go Save Linked Content As because you'll get all the HTML as well, and it won't load. So, go back to here, and then you just need to press this, Raw. The raw button, and then you get the file without all the HTML, and then you can go Control S, I'm just going to escape out that, or you can go Save As, Control S, just so you can actually see it. So there we are. This is where I put all my add-ons. So I've already got it saved out, so I'm just going to call it spare for the moment so that we can see the whole process. So then you save that out, gets downloaded, and it's useful to click on the show directory. Here's the directory where it's going to be. I fuzzed out the other things because you don't need to see those. I'm just going to click in the navigation bar and save that, as it can be useful. So now we've downloaded it. Now all we need to do is go back to our user preferences. We can install add-on from File, and we need to select the right drive. In fact, we should be able to use our add-on, and indeed we can. And so now we can go to, well, I called it spare, but you can see I've got multi-edit. That's the original one I put. It's exactly the same. And you go install add-on, and now we see mesh multi-edit. All we need to do is click in here. There are no instructions. You can look inside the code, and you can look in this block here. After this is just the GPL license stuff. After that comes BL info, and then you can see who the authors are, and you can see here that it was designed for Blender 2.78, so it should be fine in 2.79, and indeed it seems to be. And this also is very useful. This tells you where to look, so we know in 3D, in the viewport, you need to look on the tool shelf, which means we'll press T. I've already got that open. And then you'll see something called multi-objects editing, which we're about to see in a second. And there's also this little warning here. Could still have a few issues. Be careful. So we're going to have to be careful. So at least they've warned us. So now we're back over here in Blender. And we've got the tool shelves open. That's by pressing T. And now if we click on Tool, we can see, apart from all the other ones, which we will just close, go Control-click here. That closes everything else except multiple objects editing. And now it is time to try it out. We'll go to the Create menu, and put in a cube, and just moving the 3D cursor, put in a cone, so they're separated, not in the same place. And we just check over here, you can see the cone, which is both selected and highlighted. I could move the cube there. And just so that we see the difference, say pressing key A, we select both of these items in object mode. Now we switch to edit. I could use the tab, but just to be visual, I'll do it this way. Edit mode. Now it is pretty clear that only the cube is editable in edit mode, and you can't do anything to the cone. So, for instance, if we were to scale this, pressed S, up and down we go, only that one is scaling. Yes, of course you could go into object mode, and do that with both of them, but if you then wanted to do extrude, for instance, I've got my key set up so I can press 3, but I've just selected face mode there. It's much quicker. So I select that face, and then say I extrude, like that. I cannot do that at the same time with the other object without having multi-object editing. This is what you can do in 2.8 natively now, but you can't do it natively in 2.79 without this add-on. So I'm just pressing escape to get rid of that. So there we are. I've shown that you can only edit, as everyone knows, just that one object. Now, let us come out of that. We're going to go back into object mode. And I'm going to reselect both of them, pressing the A key. Now we go into the tools, and here we are, multi-object objects editing. And now I'm going to enable it. Multi-object editing. It is on. And I've pressed the multi-object enter. Now sometimes both the objects won't light up and be selected like that. And if that does happen, you can enable multi-edit mode. If you have got it enabled, I've noticed that it tends to sort of come on automatically, which can be great, but just be aware of having that enabled has benefits, but it also might do something you're not expecting. Anyway, there we are. So now you can see all the faces selected here, because I'm in face mode, and one here, but I could select all the faces now. But let's just say I select this face and this face. So now we've got two faces selected in two separate objects. Remember, it's two separate objects. Yes, it's created this multi-edit thing here, but I didn't do that myself. So now let's just extrude. I'm just going to do a crude extrude. E, and out we go. Yes, that's not very useful on the face of it, but once you start using some of the other parameters that you've got with extrude, I hope you can see that that is potentially amazingly powerful. And you can also use it for UV unwrapping, which is also amazing. I'm not going to do that now because I think this shows the proof of concept, but that you can use this tool to edit multiple objects, which I think is fantastic.